Time for Sandy to get out of that sun and cool down a bit. Now today, I thought it was going to be around 90. I watched one channel and it said 80 some, the other one said 92, so all I know is it's hot. And I wanted to talk just a couple of minutes about this garden and why I do what I do. Some folks are saying that that's a lot of work, Butch. You ought to come up with an easier way. And I can understand that. I'm almost 70 years old, and it's not getting any easier. But the reason why I do it, okay, my background, I left Ohio when I was 15 and moved to Tucson. And while I was at Tucson, I learned some things about surviving in the desert, okay? Spent a lot of time in the desert, up in the foothills, a lot of horseback riding and hiking and just learning about the desert. And that's one of the reasons why I like to watch Green Dream Project and others like Out West Homestead. And now Out West Homestead is in New Mexico, where Green Dream Project is in Arizona. And there's many others. I would be here all day talking about all the channels, and it's such a contrast to channels like Allegra Rose Brown. Check out her channel. She's up in Washington in the beautiful, beautiful forest, and her environment is totally different. And the folks that live in that type of environment, in that lush forest, I wonder what in the world are those people doing in the desert. Well, what I learned when I was on the desert was that you don't have to work the whole garden. Now I do because I have equipment. But if I didn't want to work the whole garden, I would dig a hole about a foot deep or so, and I would put my compost, fertilizer, whatever into that hole, and then I'd plant my plant, and those holes would be like Jim says in Green Dream Project, a sunken hole. You leave it down a bit, you fill that up with water and let it soak into the ground, and that would be the only place you water. You don't water the walkways, you don't water anything, you don't sprinkle. You like in the case of Arizona, we packed our water and we poured it in the hole, and we grew our plants in that hole. Then for those things that are vining, then we put up our trellises of a type, and it could be yucca stalks, it could be there's just so many plants in the desert that you can make trellises with, and then the vining plants can go up those. And yes, you can do that with tomatoes too. And so what I've done is a little bit of both worlds. Okay, I've got some fairly good soil here. Some of this is topsoil that was moved in, some of it's natural. And what I do is I I dig my holes with a post hole digger. Then I put my rabbit manure in, because that's the manure I have, and it's safe. It's not a hot manure, and the plants just love it. So I put that in there and I fill it up with that rabbit manure, and then I water it real good. Then I put my plants in, and then my post holes, T-posts, and then I put my cages up. And the reason why I do my cages is because I don't trim my tomatoes like a lot of folks. They trim the tomatoes and they cut it back so that the roots will be providing nutrition, and they will be providing the water and the supply to the tomatoes mostly. Those vines still take a lot, and they will continue to grow until they either freeze or you cut them down. Tomatoes are an incredible plant, and that's why so many people like them. And so what the way I'm doing it is I just let it grow, and I let the season go on. In other words, when September comes, I don't pull the garden up. When October comes, um, I'm still picking fruit and vegetables, and I'm still letting it go until Mother Nature says is enough, and then it sends a frost or a freeze, and that could be towards the end of October. Every year is different. It could be the beginning of October. You just never know. But I let it go, and I have, look at my videos. I have huge tomatoes, and but my varieties, my choice of varieties is Brandywine, which is a medium-sized tomato. And yes, when I'm doing my salsa, I do my aromas, and I love Cherokee tomatoes. There are so many good ones, and my boy really likes the Cherokee, so I like them too because he likes them. And there's others, and I do have some Cherokee out there, but oh my God, I just picked up I don't know if it was 16 more plants from my neighbors. So yeah, we got a lot of tomatoes for a garden that I didn't know I'd even have this year, right? I keep saying that every year. Oh my God. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you a little bit, why I do what I do, and it has to do with my background in the desert area. And this is a high desert prairie, and the elevation is about 2,500 feet here. It's not high and it's not low, but it's it's over that 1,000 foot, and it will grow quite a bit of the spectrum of vegetables, fruit, and lots of fruit, and berries, and so forth. Now, because of my health, I've done a horrible job of keeping up with things, and I'm really hoping that my health continues to improve. And one way to improve it is to get out here and work. Yeah, that four-letter word. And that's what I'm doing, and God's blessing me. I hope my videos inspire you and bless you. You don't have to do your garden this way. You can do it any way you want, and I just I wish you the very best. No ill feelings. I don't have feelings, folks. I'm just doing the garden the way I've learned and the way I do it, and I want you to feel at peace the way you do. I love every one of you. I love watching you in your garden and with your family, and and your your journey in life, and I really appreciate it. So, from Sand Hollow Homestead, I am going to put the T-tape in. I don't need to show you that. There's other videos of mine that shows the T-tape. Go and check them out when we were doing them, and. But from Sand Hollow Homestead, I want to wish you a wonderful day, and there's lots of food in the pantry, and so we'll see you at supper time, and God bless you. Whew. Nothing beats just water, good water. By the way, that hose leak that you can hear in the background, someday, somewhere, somehow, I'm going to fix that. It's a cheap way to water the lawn, I guess. All right, bye now.